Hey guys, what's up? It's JP here, and I'm back with another 1 million gold budget guide. And for today's guide, I'll be doing a budget Archon wizard, and well, some serious lag going on here. So yeah, I'll be doing a budget Archon wizard simply because I think more people would be using the Archon build since they're trying to para level up their characters. So, and it makes more sense to use Archon instead of CM because CM tends to take a little longer to level up your characters. Now, unless you have really good gear and you can breeze through MP 10, or like a high MP like 9 or 8, CM's just not too worth it for um, trying to level up your character. And for Archon with a budget like 1 million gold, naturally you'll be trying to aim for low monster powers. So I have it on MP2 right now. Um, we'll see how the set turns out. Something tells me MP2 might be just a little bit too high, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we'll start off with the weapon once again. And we're gonna put 20% of our budget here. And all we need here is lifesteal. Now we could look for crit damage or a socket, depending on what seems to give you better results here. So this butcher sickle is pretty nice. It has relatively high vitality, which is not bad. Conquest sword's pretty nice. Butcher sickle. These butcher sickles are looking really good because they have intelligence on them. This has intelligence and vitality. Now for this budget, I think at one point it made no sense to do how you say it made no sense to go one hand and triumvirate on a low budget. But nowadays I think you can get a pretty good deal with the one hander and triumvirate. So let's take a quick look at sockets. Something tells me sockets might be slightly better. That first mace looks pretty nice. Swan is not too bad as well. This X is looking pretty good. So let's just compare this one. If you're trying to compare which one's better, what I tend to do is just take the vitality and the damage and add them up. That seems to be the easiest way to do it. I'm not entirely convinced that's the proper way to do it, but that's how I like to do it. So this is surprisingly hard. I have no idea what to take here. Let's just take a quick look at gems and see what kind of gems we'll be getting here. So I can roughly do the math in my head about how much crit damage here. That's 45. This is 50. So I need at least 50 crit damage. Yeah, so I think we'll take one of these with crit damage, simply because the budget just doesn't seem to allow anything better. And with Archon, all you really need is damage, so we're just gonna take one with really high damage range. And I don't really want to get a Butcher Sickle. It has that unnecessary effect of pulling stuff in, which you don't really need as an Archon. But if we find a good butcher sickle, then, you know, why not? It looks like the best deals are on butcher sickles for some reason. So yeah, let's take this for 200,000. It's a little expensive, but whatever. So next we go for the Triumvirate, which is sort of a must for this build. It makes no sense to get any other offhand. Now, if you can't afford a Triumvirate, just get a normal offhand with as much damage as you can. So most of this offense won't look too great next to mine, simply because I'm using my own personal one on this set. Or rather, it's not my personal one, but it's one of the triumphers that I used to use. So that's not too bad right there. 201. There was a socket back here somewhere. No, life percent. That's kind of expensive. Yeah, you're not gonna get that much intelligence, so this 200 int one here. Yeah, that's fine. Let's take that. I think we lucked out a little bit there. As you can tell, I've still not fully recovered from my little coughing incident. I mean, I still have flu, is what I'm trying to get at. Alright, so let's go on with the Endarius Visage next. I think this is just usually the way to go here. I'm not sure if you can get it anymore at this budget, and apparently you can, so whatever. Just ignore what I was trying to get at before. And we're going to look for as high of a damage range with as minimal of fire damage taken. Now you could go Mempo, but I don't think it's necessary for this build. And I guess we could try looking for some useful stats here. 38 all resist, 70 all resist, but that fire damage is a bit too high. And that's not too bad. I mean, you do drop quite a bit of damage here, so we could try armor as well. At some point, armor is going to be just as worth as all resist on a wizard, so that is something to take note of as well. This one's not too bad. Or we could try vitality here. I mean, there are plenty of ways to go about this. So this vitality one is looking pretty nice. For 8,000 right there. If you're wondering why it's so bad versus my helm, it's because I have a Mempo on. So it's not really too fair to compare it that way. Now, some people like to go for a socket in the helm. I'm not entirely convinced you need to have one. Let's just take this. This looks like a pretty good deal for 25,000. Now, the more expensive ones would be the sockets for the Endaros, which you could go sockets as well, but they tend to be a bit pricier here, like something like that. Well, it's not too much more expensive, but as you can see, it's not going to give you that much better of a damage range or anything like that. So let's go for the chest piece next. And as most of you already know, I like to get the so-called what do you call it, defensive pieces out of the way. And I'm actually wondering if there would be a Talrasha's chest in here somewhere. I mean, ideally you get Talrashas all the time for a build like this. but it's gonna be pretty expensive to get tail rushes here. That's fine. I mean, I already expected that you can't get it, so so we're gonna look for intelligence, vitality, and all resist. And we say about 65. Oops, 65 all resist. And at this point, I do value vitality a little more here. Now we could go to piece black thorns. That would be an easy way to get the vitality sort of out of the picture here. This one has 2 gems in it, which is always nice because since we're on a budget, any piece with gems already socketed in would kind of lighten the load, if you would. Physical resist is not bad because the main thing that's going to be killing you in Archon is what do you call it? Reflect damage packs. And reflect damage is physical damage, so might be worth to get some physical resist here. Again, it's not a necessity, but so let's see if we can get the notch belt here. Blackthorn's notch belt. Blackthorn's notch belt. And this is ambitious, this is ambitious, that's ambitious. Can we even get any belts? Yeah, we can, so that's fine. They're a little expensive though. Could try jousting mill, but I doubt we have any luck with the jousting mill with this budget. Or the Dungeon Cross. No, so I'm okay with getting the belt. So let's get the belt. And none of these are really too fantastic here, so let's just take this first one. It's a little expensive. Like, it's really at the top of the on top of the budget here for what we were trying to get, but well, we don't really have too much of a choice here. Because I would do like to try and get the vitality out of the way, as well as the all resist. So let's send this to the stash and get the rest of the defensive pieces. And with Archon, you tend to have a lot of all resist because once you put on the Archon itself, you get a little bit more resist. So you don't really need too much all resist as an Archon. So that one's looking pretty good right there. Vile Wards are sort of nice because they tend to have pretty good big armor there in total. It's 1400 versus, it's kind of, I think it's gonna be pretty hard to beat those 80,000 ones right there. So that should be our winner. So let's just pick this up right here for 80,000. Alright. And let's get the pants next. And it's usually easy to get really high vitality on pants. This is really cheap here. 170 vitality. At this point, I'm just comparing all the really cheap ones here because I don't think it makes any sense to not do something like that. So let's get the one without sockets here. It's only 10,000. It's really cheap. Um, to get this one for 8,000. Yeah, let's do that. 8,000. 8,000 is really really cheap. Now the main reason why these tend to be without too much uh why it's so cheap is because it doesn't have socket. Once you put sockets in, the price immediately goes up, as you can see. Somebody underpriced one here, but well, that's not too bad, I guess. But it's definitely not as good as the one that we got. So yeah, so that should be enough for all the defensive pieces. We're gonna swap out the gear right now. And so this is the triumvirate here. Put back my triumvirate for a minute here. Get the butcher sickle, the pants, and the shoulders together with the chest piece and belt. The helm as well. Let me keep this stuff in my stash here. Organize it a little bit. So let's take off the pieces that I haven't bought yet and take a look at the stats. Alright, so that's 200 something all resist there. Once I turn up the Archon, yeah, that's fine. So far everything seems to be on track here, so not too big of a deal. So one thing to note is that we will need Lacunis here because you need the 12% movement speed. And let's try to get all resist there. Now it would be nice to get something like rare braces because they tend to have better defensive stats, but you tend to get better deals without crit chance here. And this one looks really nice here. It has physical resist as well, so that help you tank quite a bit. Now if you don't look for core stats, you tend to find deals like this more often than not, so that's something to take note of. Could go pure intelligence as well. If you can get anything useful with this, like armor, it doesn't look like it's gonna be too worth the stat loss. Alright, you've got some vitality here, so let's could consider taking these. Not too bad. Got another vitality one back here. One thing to note is that the more time you spend on the auction house, the better deals you're gonna find. Oh, this is nice. It has pickup radius, so let's get that. Pickup radius is, I wouldn't say it's a must, but it's always nice to have pickup radius on your gear as an Archon because you'll be moving around quite a bit. And since you're moving around, you know, it's always good to pick up stuff here. Apparently there's some ice climbers here. It's a bit unrealistic for this video because you rarely find ice climbers. Okay, now I know why. You need 12% movement speed here. It's just essential that you get the movement speed. Now you could go Tyrios Might to get the movement speed. That's another way to do it. But Tyrios Might has come up quite a bit in price here. So not entirely sure it'd be good for this video. 45,000. We could take a quick look at Teo's mites here just to see. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure these are too great. It will leave you a little short on your vitality, which even as we're a little short on vitality, so that's something to take note of as well. I should just teleport over. I have no idea why I wasn't doing that before. The Coonies. So let's take the other pieces off here and take a look here. 33,000 health, so we could use a bit more vitality. 350 all resist should be fine here once you pop up with Archon. Yeah, see that's fine. Alright, so far so good. I don't think I need any more stats here other than a bit more vitality, so yeah, so if I just get some vitality on my rings or my amulet, it should be good to go. So we have about 450,000 left to spend on 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can spend. Let's just stick with the 100,000 budget here. Save some for the gems, and let's look for amulet here. Crit chance and crit damage is what we'll be looking for. mm. And at this point, I think vitality is just going to be the way to search here. Either vitality or, but it looks like life percent. And that's interesting. I'm not really too concerned about things like getting intelligence, though. That one's pretty nice, I guess. It's 100,000 versus another 100,000 here. It's gonna be a bit close here between these two. Let's just do the damage here. And we'll end things off with the rings. So all we need is crit chance, crit damage here. And yeah, a bit of life would do. So let's pick this up for 100,000. And we're almost out of cash here, but I think we found our other ring right here. 50,000, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm pretty much out of gold here. So we'll have to use basic gems for this set, which is not too bad. Oh, that's right, I didn't get the gloves. Yeah, but that's not too big of a deal here. I still have a bit of cash left for the gloves. So let's just go quickly grab those gloves here. Okay. Auction house, equipment, armor type, and gloves. And So yeah, I kind of botched it a little bit with the gloves here, but as you can tell, crit chance, crit damage is what you should be looking for, and you're definitely able to find at least crit chance or crit damage here for 10,000. Now the reason why these filters are pretty cheap is simply because it's not common for wizards to search for this filter. Even witch doctors nowadays, they tend to go for the Cloud of Bats build, or not the cloud, or rather the what is it called? It Zero Dogs build. So it doesn't really make too big of a deal. All right, so here we are. Here's the final set here, and like I said, we have to use basic gems because the budget's kind of small, but it's not too big of a deal here. So there you go. You have 38,000 health. That's fine. You should have significantly more. Oh, you don't need this much, like 35,000 to do. 383 always 350 should be fine here. You can always use like prismatic and stuff like that. So final buff stats would be like 70,000, which it's not great, but it should be fine for something a low MP like this. So let's restart this game here a bit. And let's try it out here. Let's go to the Festering Woods. Now this is the build I like to use here. We have Spark Flame, Blood Magic, Shocking Aspect. Oh, it's not Shocking Aspect, sorry. It should be Scramble. And I have Teleport, Living Lightning, and Teleport on my Archon. And the skills I use is Glass Cannon, Galvanizing Ward, and Critical Mass. So yeah, that's that. Let's get this started here. So all you have to do is just start off by buffing everything, hitting all your buffs at once. And yeah, as you can see, it just destroys MP2. Shouldn't be too big of an issue here. So yeah, that's that. And the pickup radius is so good here, as you can see. Don't really have to run on anything. And there we go, Reflect Damage Pet, Archon, Plague. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a challenge here. Oh, we even have 2 packs here, so it's gonna be an extra challenge here. Now, one thing to note is that you don't want to be standing on things like Reflect Damage, or rather things like Molten and Desecrate if you can avoid it here. Try not to be too trigger happy with the Reflect Damage packs when it starts out. And you should be good to go. So yeah, as you can see, 2 elite packs, not even an issue here. You need to move around a little bit, but that's not too bad. I mean, what is moving, right? All you gotta do is click your mouse somewhere else where they aren't. And I'm not gonna cheat by taking that shrine, don't worry. So yeah, that was really weird with the yoink action going on here. And yeah, avoid things like Frozen. And teleport, Molten, Shielding, Frozen, yeah. It's not too tough of a pack, but could be here. Now the reason why I use teleport is so that in case I bump into things like Frozen, I don't have to worry too much about it. And it looks like I'm a little squishy here with this set, but it's not too big of a deal. Now I wouldn't recommend going on a higher MP here than this, simply because, you know, it makes no sense to do that. This is barely what I would consider efficient. It's efficient enough, and I actually do like this kind of speed. And yeah, so it's just under 1,000,000 gold here. If I kind of botched it a little bit because I totally forgot about the gloves. And I guess you could go Tyrael too. It's not too bad as I thought it would be here, but you might be lacking a little bit on the vitality front. Yeah, all in all, you know, it's going through stuff really fast. Once your buffs are down, it's essential that you just kind of like pop out of Archon and then get them back up again. So I'm just gonna keep this video running, like try and destroy as many mobs as I can here until the Archon drops out here, just to or rather all the buffs run out, so that we can see how it handles without any buffs. And looks like I might actually drop off Archon before um, the buffs drop here. Of course, the scramble is just so that I can move a little bit faster. Should I get hit once in a while, which you do expect to get hit at least once, you know. It's kind of unreasonable not to expect to get hit. And yeah, not too bad here. As you can like I said, you know, it kind of wrecks MP2 really easily here. Looks like another reflect damage pack here. I try not to hit, as you can see, I try not to hit all of them at once. Especially when they just start out here, they tend to have all of them tend to activate that reflect damage at once here. So that's one thing to take note. Let's pick up that tome right there. And yeah, I've already run out of storm armor. So that's... Oh, I did not want to take that. Yeah, why not? So let's just disable this here and see how it fares. Yeah, it still does kill things really quickly here. Now, I would imagine the real challenge that people want to see is Fields of Misery, because a lot of people insist that that's where things get really tough here. So I'm going to take off my Archon here. Going to put all my buffs up here, and then we're going to start going through the Fields of Misery here. So I did see the bull coming, so I immediately moved out of the way in case they charge. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too tough here. Yeah, kind of just wrecks everything on MP2. And if you look at my experience bar, it's going up pretty fast here. I mean, it's not the fastest that it could go up, but it's fast enough. Now, if you went for a socket in your helm, it will go up significantly faster. But like I said, you might be lacking a bit in vitality. I'm not entirely convinced it's worth it. And yep, that's pretty much it here. Let's see if we can tank one of those shots. Yes, we can. Of course we can, right? Alright. So let's try tanking that again just to see if it's a fluke or not. No, it's not. And with the lifesteal, as you can see, you get back all of this all the damage that you lose almost instantly. Now, I do expect lifesteal to be at least, I wouldn't say removed, but at least nerfed quite a bit in the expansion. Because like I said, you see, you get hit, you shoot at a bunch of stuff, and then all your health comes back almost instantly. Makes no sense, right? At this rate, it's almost impossible to die on a low MP, which makes no sense. That's not how the game should be played. So I do expect it to be nerfed, but while it's still around, you might as well enjoy it, I guess. Yeah, so that's that, guys. Let me just do one real quick test here without any buffs against the bulls. And I need to find a bull first, of course. Can't test it on bulls if there are no bulls around. And got an amulet here for my hard work. And good lord, come on, where are the bulls when you need them? There we go. So let's take off the buffs here. Oh, and trees as well, so that ought to make things now I tend to do this wacky thing where I just spin around when I get surrounded like this. I don't actually think it's necessary, but yeah, I like to do that. So let's try, okay, 2 bulls at once. Yeah, not an issue. It's a little slow, but it's not too bad, yeah. Wow, I'm actually getting a lot of experience. Like if you notice, I'm almost up one Paragon level. So no buffs, doing perfectly fine here without any buffs, which is actually pretty good here. Now with my set, I actually farm on MP. What do you call it? MP3, and my set's worth quite a bit, right? I have over 300k damage fully buffed, which is not super high for an Archon. Like 200k is fairly achievable here with an Archon budget here. And honestly, I'm actually really surprised I didn't manage to hit like 100k with my buffs here. But I guess it's not the worst thing that can happen. And as you can tell, I already leveled up Paragon here, so going on a low MP like this is not tough. And as you can tell with the pickup radius, I'm getting quite a bit of gold here, so I'm pretty sure if I did the whole Fields of Misery and the rest of Act 1, or most of Act 1, I should be able to get back a million gold almost instantly, so the set's practically free. And I'm not cheating too much here. I'm only Paragon level 6 here, so that's that. And yeah, let me just find a corner to go and I just clear these guys out instead. Alright then, so let's go to the corner here, emo in the corner for a bit. So yeah, that's that, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or if you want this set, it will be up for grabs. It's not a great set, but sure, I'll give it away, why not. And let's see what I got for an amulet here. Yeah, that's total garbage, but it's not the worst thing that could come around, I guess. Probably salvage this another time. So yeah, like I said, that's about it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Keep an eye out for me on Twitch here. Now, I tend to be online streaming on at really awkward times here, so if you guys follow my Twitch channel and you ever see me online, I do give away stuff to like I do plan to give away stuff for the next few people here. What the items I give away, and I have not really confirmed. I'm thinking about like some of the legendaries I have stashed away. And of course I do give away most of my legendaries that I get on runs to people who come and go on runs with me. So do keep an eye out for the Twitch channel. That would help quite a bit here. And if you have not been following the channel for a while, if you have, you would have noticed the StarCraft 2 playthrough series that I'm going through. If somewhere I'm not gonna give away too much here, but somewhere in one of those videos or one of the upcoming videos, somewhere in this series, there will be a hidden password for the there'll be like a giveaway, right? So if you hear the password on one of the videos, leave a comment in the announcement video that I will be making for the giveaway at the end of the StarCraft 2 series, and you'll get 100 million gold for Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls if they're allowed for trading here. If they don't allow, I'll give it to you before Reaper of Souls comes out, which I suspect that I should be able to finish the campaign before the expansion comes out. So yeah, I'll give away 100 million golds to anybody who catches the password in my StarCraft 2 playthrough series. And yeah, for anybody new to the channel, hope you guys found this video informative. Do hit that subscribe, and that'll be all from me this time. This is JP signing out.